The Highlands Ranch real estate market reversed course back into seller's market territory last month. Hey, it's Sean Reddy, Keller Williams Reddy Group. Each and every month, we bring you the Highlands Ranch market in a minute. Full disclosure, we go way longer than a minute to break down the stats month over month and year over year here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And yeah, I said it. I've been talking for months about a majority of the metrics that we track reverting to buyer's market territory. And there was a complete reversal in some of these in the month of October compared to the previous 3-4 months. If you're watching this video, it's likely because you are either A, in the market right now as a buyer or seller or both, or B, you do plan on entering the market at some point in the near future. And if so, we'd love to be a resource for you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and reach out to me, Sean Reddy, on social media, and hit the notification bell too, so you know that when we drop these videos. We do break down Highlands Ranch on a weekly basis too, but this is a 10,000 foot monthly view at Highlands Ranch in its entirety. So let's break down the numbers. I'm going to start with some of these stats that did reverse course, buck some of the trends that we've been seeing, and started moving back towards potential seller's market territory. And I will also break down why I think that is. So the biggest mover this month was the median days on market. Actually, you know what? Let's start with price. Everyone wants to know price first. Huge jumps in average and median selling prices this month, 12 and 13% month over month. And now that only measures what closed in October versus what closed in September. And to give you a scope of how many properties we're talking about, 95 in September, 81 in October. So a good chunk of homes that sold that factored into these numbers. Yet average price up 12%, reversing a couple month decline in pricing. Median price up 13%, also doing the same. Also on pricing, median sold price to list price ratio. This measures actual closing prices versus final asking prices. Big jump, 2%, going from 98 to 100. That's right, you heard that. The median home that sold got 100% of its final asking price in the month of October. Okay, back to the biggest mover, 23% drop in median days on market month over month, from 22 down to 17. That measures the homes that went under contract in September versus October. The average days on market, they fell as well. It fell as well, but a meager 5%, going from 37 to 35. By the way, the actual numbers on median, 22 in September, 17 median days on market in October. So the homes that did sell, the 98, only 98. The 98 that did go under contract last month did so quite a bit faster than the ones that went under contract in September. New listings fell by 5%. Not a big gross number drop from 126 to 120. Yet better news if you're a seller. It reversed about, 7 straight months of rising new listings. Inventory remained unchanged-ish, we'll call it. 231 homes on the market last month. At this time, 232 on the market this month. Hopefully that's putting the brakes on that number, because we've seen, let me count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight months of rising inventory, aka competition if you're a seller, aka opportunities if you're a buyer, in Highlands Ranch. Okay, let's see. New contracts. I did mention there were 98 of them. That is an 8% drop compared to last month. So better news if you're a buyer. It seems like you may have less competition in the marketplace. Closed sales also fell fairly significantly, from 95 to 81. That's good for a 15% drop. That is the 4th straight month of falling closed home sales. That's month over month. Let's look at year over year, and then we'll wrap with what you do with this data. So we're comparing October of 24 to October of 23, about half and half in terms of favoring sellers versus favoring buyers. Biggest mover year over year was the average days on market, jumping up 75%, going from 20 average days on market to 35. The median didn't jump as much, going from 14 to 17, which is good for about a 21% increase in median days on market. Now, home availability up huge, 41%. Last year this time, there were only 165 homes on the market in Highlands Ranch. This year, that number is 232 as of November 1st. Closed sales dropped 9% year over year. However, closed home purchase price, both average and median, up about 10% year over year. So for those waiting on significant price drops before entering the market as a buyer, just want to report that the number's up 10% year over year. That does only measure what closed in October of last year compared to October of this year, so that number is pretty fluid. Doesn't necessarily mean all values are up 10% year over year. However, for those homes that did close, the number went from an average of 729-ish last year to an average of 800 this year, and a median of 680 last year to a median of 750 this year. Also, what went up was that median sold price to list price ratio that I explained earlier, up about 1.5% year over year. Can't leave this out. New purchase contracts last year, 66 in Highlands Ranch. New purchase contracts this year, 98. That is good for a nearly 49% increase in purchase contract activity. Part of it's due to more opportunities on the market, but also if you remember back in September, October last year, that's when mortgage rates were cresting about 8%. So reason why some of these numbers have changed, I mentioned I'd get into that. Right about July, end of July of this year, some things happened economically. Some reports came out that really decreased bond yields and thus decreased mortgage rates. And we fell to about almost 6% at one point in the last couple of months. Now, then the Fed met back in September. They did what they did with their mega rate drop. And contrary to what most people thought would happen, mortgage rates actually started going up pretty significantly. So like I mentioned, they were close to 6%. I think 6.11 was the lowest average that I saw. They're currently sitting at about 7.2% on average. So more than a full point increase in mortgage interest rates. Now, what that's done is you had all these people applying for mortgages as rates went down into the sixes, and a lot of them locked their rates with their loan officer, and that lock has an expiration date, meaning if you go past 30, 60, maybe 90 days with the rate that you locked, it expires, and then you're having to relock at current interest rates. So that created a sense of urgency like we haven't seen in quite some time for these buyers to get under contract. So there you have purchase contracts going up by 49% year over year. We did see some purchase contract activity like we haven't seen in several months in Highlands Ranch. So what do you do with this data? Well, the stats that favor the buyers, that's leverage when you're negotiating offers, even when you're searching for homes. The stats that favor the sellers, ultimately you decide when the right time for you to make a move is, yet you can use these stats to essentially find pockets of opportunity where maybe there hasn't been a home for sale like yours in quite some time. And there could be a buyer pool just built up, ready to pounce when a home like yours comes on the market. If you want more details on that, let's book a strategy call. Again, Sean Reddy, Keller Williams Reddy Group, live right here in Highlands Ranch. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in this next month, and we'll see you in our weekly segment next Monday. Take care.